Hi and welcome. I'm Melissa Herb, the Plus Size Tarot Chick. If you are randomly coming by this video, hi and welcome. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell. There are various topics on this channel talking around royalty, and we look into tarot and around the energies around the various club events around the royal family, in addition to other celebrities and life purpose and confidence. So if you are a nerd for personal development and love royalty and follow the royal family and other celebrities, please subscribe. It's greatly appreciated, and give this video a thumbs up and share this out if you find this entertaining. I appreciate it so much. If you are a recent subscriber, welcome to the amazing community, and if you are a subscriber, hi, welcome. So let's get to it. I found this article in the Express, which was written in June, and this is talking around Prince Harry once claimed he would never cross narrow line from royal to celebrity, and this is written in June. And the source is Andrea Levin, which is the author of Harry Conversations with the Prince. Miss Levin said, Prince Harry said to me that there is a big difference between being a show business celebrity and being a royal. A show business celebrity is someone who is acknowledged for something they've done, a talent they've had. A royal has to be steeped in duty and look after things for the queen. And he said that I will never ever become a celebrity. There's a narrow line, but I never want to cross it. But in recent events lately, a line has been crossed. And during my daily task, I felt very strongly and had a pull to do this reading. So I am doing this reading and sharing the message that is conveyed to me and share it here on social media. So let's get to it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hi everyone, I'm Melissa Herb, the Plus Size Tarot Chick. If you are tuning in, hi, welcome. If you are just randomly browsing my video, thank you so much for tuning in. Please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell and giving this video a thumbs up, because you will miss weekly videos if you don't. And I want to say to everyone, thank you so much for the immense support on this channel. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I posted a previous video of topic of discussion on, there was an event the same day as the Lion King premiere in London where Prince Harry and Meghan Markle attended instead of the which was called Royal Marines on the Green. And this is marking the 30th anniversary of 11 Marines getting bombed with the IRA bomb. And this is at the Walmart barracks on September 22nd, 1989, where it killed 11 bandsmen in addition to injuring 21 others. If you want to find out more, go ahead and watch the previous video, as this tarot reading is going to be following up from that. So if you want to know about this channel is about, please hit the about button and you will see what topics we talk about. So I'm going to do a straight to the point Lenormand reading. Then I'm going to follow up with a Celtic cross spread about more in depth about the situation. And if I need to, I'm going to use a third deck. And at the end, I am going to be doing a life purpose on what is Prince Harry's life purpose and what he should do. And I might do another oracle card to do a follow-up on what the message is from the angels and spirit to give to them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the Lenormand reading. And I usually have been doing this first because it's very direct to the point and it does tell a story. So if you want to find out more, I will go ahead and post the links in the description below on some blogs on how you can learn more about Lenormand, and books I highly suggest using because this is what I use and this is how I learned, and I learned just bit by bit. So like everything else, it's a journey. So I will post the links in the description below. So let's get started. Is Prince Harry trying to be a celebrity? Is he trying to make the royal family mad and get kicked out? Let's go ahead and ask. I'm going to shuffle the cards. I will be right back. Okay, let's get started. I usually do a 5-card spread with a follow-up, and I also read from the bottom of the deck. It's like the meat and sandwich, the meat and potatoes of the situation. So we have the mice in the middle, and we read the cards in pairs, and we start from the center and then we go from left to right. So every style is different. Every reader has a different style and picks up things differently. So what I do is I pick up intuitively what I do, what I pick up, and what the guides tell me. And in addition to that, and I get intuitive messages, and also I relay with what the cards mean. Mice is a negative card, and since this is the center of the reading, of the 5-card reading, when it comes to the mice, they can be cute on the inside, but they're also devious on the inside. And when it comes to this card, it is a negative card. And with this meaning, when it comes to the mice, there's a loss of how the person is. There is stress and anxiety in this situation, because I think inside they kind of knew they screwed up. And I'm going to ask if the damage can be repaired. And I asked around the energies around Prince Harry wanting to be a celebrity status and trying to get the royal family mad and trying to get kicked out. So these are going to be very direct, and there is a fear here. And I'm getting there is an unhealthy relationship emotionally. Something is eating inside of him, and he's nervous. There's a lot of anxiety happening because there is a fear, I'm getting intuitively, that he is wanting to leave the royal family and wanting to be a celebrity, and this is eating him up inside. And I will verify with the tarot cards after this reading, but we're just going to go step by step. And when it comes to mice, it has to do with nervousness, and this is a loss. It could be from, the royal family. It could be from the relationship or of oneself. So something that is eating him up inside, and he is having a fear of moving forward and making his family disappointed. But in action, but like they say, actions speak louder than words. So there have been a lot of speculations and many articles around the situations and events and not doing the royal duties as required. So let's go ahead and take a look starting left to right. So we have the Tower here. And the Tower is a negative card. With the Tower card, it has to do with fear. This is another fear card. So this has to do with, usually this has to do somebody who's an entrepreneur. It has to do with somebody who has a very big ego, and this comes to him being lonely. This comes to feeling of isolation because of the matters of the heart and fear of disappointing the royal family and everyone. So there's a lot of weight on his shoulders, and this could be from royal duties that he has. There is a lot of anxiety. Even though he's in a relationship, there is still isolation because it feels like I'm closing my eyes and I'm getting a picture of a rope, and I'm getting how it's being tugged back and forth. So I'm getting that he's getting pulled back and forth because there's a lot of pressure between the family and his wife. And I very well believe, that he does love her. He's in love with her. But there is a pull between both because Meghan has a very high ego. That's what I'm getting. And being very vindictive. And also there has been a lot of vindictiveness in the royal family because of her since she came. I mean, in 1 year, a lot has happened. There's a lot of heightened situations. And that is the Tower moment. And when it comes to this, there is problems in the relationship. There's a lot of hard problems. And this is leaving both of them isolation and loneliness. She's probably hurdled up at home because she's bored, and I've got it in previous readings. She has been bored with being isolated and not being able to go anywhere. And when it comes to the Tower moment, and I'm getting intuitively, you have to let go of what other people think. You really have to put matters aside, and you have to ask yourself what will make you happy, what is truly going to make you happy. Because yes, there are a lot of high-end situations, but it's important to move things aside and see what you two truly want and what he truly wants to be happy. Because being stuck is not going to get him anywhere. It's going to he's just going to be staying there. And you have to come to a hard decision. There is going to be a Tower moment, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen quick when it happens. Like I said, there is something that has to do with legality. And when it comes to the Tower and the bouquet together, it does mean that there is a positive outcome, but there is going to be a Tower moment where something is going to happen quick, and it's going to wake them up big time. It could be, I'm getting intuitively, cut off. It could be cut off financially because of the situations that are happening. And there's nothing he can do about it. That's gonna happen because that's gonna wake him up. is the Tower moment. But there are legal matters that happen with the Lion King that is behind closed doors, and there were contracts signed. So it has to do with legal situations that they signed a contract between Meghan Markle and Prince Harry signed a contract between the Lion Disney and them, binding a legal matter to show up at the premiere of the the Lion King in London. But this was an invitation that has to do with legal contracts. And when it comes to this represent with the bouquet, it does represent a woman with dark hair, somebody who is very joyous and happy, and bouquet is a positive card. So somebody who is blossoming because of invitation, because of being at the premiere. And then we have the bouquet and we have the mice here. But this is short-term happiness. This, with these two cards together, it's a bad omen. It's a short-term happiness. So there was short-term happiness at the event because, you know, Meghan Markle, she likes attention, and it has to do with a short-term happiness because of the premiere. But according to these cards, it has to do with a legal binding contract, so they have to appear. I'm also seeing that there was money donated to a donation. Comment below and let me know your thoughts about that, because I'm not sure about that. So we have going on, we have the mice, which I explained, it has to do with ego, it has to do with loneliness and burden. And we have the clover next to it. So when we have the clover, it's gambling. It's a gamble. It has to do with gambling of happiness. It could be from an opportunity. Was a surprise. A short-lived happiness. Short-term career-wise, it has to do with short-term happiness, which is verified with the bouquet. And combining the mice and the clover together, there's a lot of anxiety when it comes to the mice and the clover, and the mice are already skittish, and combining these two together, there was a nervous energy around the premiere, because deep down subconsciously there's already awareness of what has happened. And public don't see BS. The public, being in the royal family is honestly hard. But however, though, every situation is different, and this has to do with a nervous energy because of the event, and there was a requirement of showing up. So it's not just because they want to show up, there was a legal binding requirement, and that's what I'm picking up. When it comes to clouds, you know how the saying goes, get your head out of the clouds, or I'm feeling hazy. This is what this card is actually representing. This has to do with confusion. This has to do with uncertainty. This has to do with a mature person. and I'm picking up intuitively, Prince William is mad, and but he is a Cancer sign, so he is very, I'm sure that he is very intuitive, because Cancer are a water element, and they're very, very intuitive and psychic. And when it comes to the clouds, this has to do with a mature man, but I'm picking up this has to do with relationship wise, and this has to do with health and career wise. There is a lot of instability going on when it comes to professionally. There's a lot of instability with what the royal engagements are, them not showing up, doing their royal duties, in addition to with uncertainty and anxiety about being in the royal family, and fear of stepping up and leaving and cutting the losses and getting out of the royal family. Stop having the income that is coming in with the taxpayers, and being a celebrity. And if they do choose, if he does choose to leave the royal family because of the background of who he is and where he comes from, he's Princess Diana, Princess of Wales, that's her son. And, if they do branding agreements and do celebrity status, he will be okay. He will be okay with moving on with that specific focus. But people are not mad because of race. People are not mad because of the marriage. But the United Kingdom residents are mad, the taxpayer, because they're paying hard-earned taxes, and because of the monies being spent like water, it's in the raise in the taxes. That's what people are mad about. And I paused here because I have to think of what's going through, and this is what guides and the messages tell me. So I get messages through intuition, and I verify it with the cards, and it's like telling a story, but without words. But when it comes to love, but there is a problem, there is a struggle in the relationship. There's a lot of discomfort between both parties. There are conflicting feelings, but I feel like he has more of the conflicted feelings than she does, but they're both conflicted with everything. But it's him mostly, because there has been a lot of drama that has happened, and it's torn the family apart, and there's a lot of drama that has happened. So I did a follow-up card, which is the child, and I'm going to combine the cloud and the child together. Like I said, this has to do with past issues, and we have a child. A child card represents innocence, playfulness, but when it's next to the clouds, this has to do with small doubts and fears. But when I'm pausing here, I'm trying to get the messages clear. And when it comes to a child, this is a fresh start. But there is definitely involvement with a new career that is going to happen, But this is going to be in the short-term future, which is usually up to 3 months, depending on the circumstances. But there is going to be a tower moment where they are going to wake up and there's nothing they can do to stop it. It's, there's going to have to be a choice that has to be made. It has to be either the royal family staying in as a royal or being a celebrity and moving on and getting cut off and leaving. And we have the bottom here, which is the cross. Like I said, it's like the meat and potatoes of the reading. But there is going to be a disappointment. This has to do with reaching goals. This has to do with stability. Because also, this has to do with feeling stuck in a relationship. And this confirmed, if they choose to leave, they will be okay. And this is a good chance to start fresh and new. And because of the cross, this time frame has to coming around September. But there is feeling stuck in a relationship and torn between, I got the picture of a rope and there are two sides being pulled. So there are being pulled in two directions and not knowing what to do. But there is going to be a tower moment where he is going to have to choose, and there is nothing he can do to stop it. And that's what I'm picking up, and I will use cards to follow up. I'm going to be mixing up the cards, all time frame, so I have more space here, so I'm going to mix them up. Okay, I'm back, and I asked about what are the energies around being a celebrity and leaving the royal family and the other circumstances surrounding it. So we are looking at the first and second card, which is the present moment, which is the situation at hand and what is influencing it. So when we have the Six of Wands, it has to do with low spirits. There's low self-esteem, even though there's a smile on the surface. There's a lot of anxiety and nervousness, and this is what is confirmed with the Lenormand cards. So this isn't BSing. People are mad. Twitter is on a storm rampage right now because, number one, I don't know, and I don't know, I don't know if a reputation can be rebuilt, but he's going to have to build his reputation because of all the circumstances that has happened and all of the royal requirements and engagement he has missed. Again, he was invited 11 months ago before the Lion King premiere, which was only a month that he knew about that. So he has to show, and really he can't screw up anymore, because this is going to show people are going to look at him with a kaleidoscope, with a stethoscope, under a microscope. But basically, no matter what, he is screwing up in every aspect of pertaining to his royal duties. And there's also a feeling that he is being taken for granted. And there are a lot of stress levels that are heightened right now. And because of the public is mad. The public is mad at him, especially Meghan Markle. And he has a fear of fleeing. And what I'm getting is when a situation hits hard because he is the baby of the family, he runs. There is running, and he runs away from it, and there is no confrontation. But there is a lot of doubts right now. He has to rebuild himself. If not, there is no return. And what is crossing? And this is reversed. And when it's upright, there is acknowledgement and victory. No, because the public's mad. We have what's crossing, which is the challenges. This has to do with the Ace of Wands reversed. Guys, can this not be a perfect card? This confirms there is an eagerness to move forward, but there is strife inside. Like you said, I got a picture of people pulling rope and choosing between which direction he wants to go. And I'm feeling intuitively he wants to go the celebrity route. And it's okay to do that, but just you need to be honest. And you need to not fear of what others think of you. You have to see what you want as a person and forget everybody else. And it's a time to rest, and it's a time to explore what you really want and really meditate and get away from the limelight. Because if not, because you're letting doubts, you're letting fears of moving forward and doing what makes you happy. But you have to give yourself space. He has to have space. He has to have space, time to meditate and gain clarity, because I'm getting intuitively he is torn between both situations. And I'm feeling very strongly he wants to go to the celebrity route, and he has a fear of disappointing his family and being cut off and, not having as much funds, because he was being supported by the income of the taxes and the government, of the taxpayers. So this is what I'm getting here. And then what is the past? What is the past? What is the recent past that led up to this? So we have the Princess of Cups reversed, and we have hopes and fears reversed. All these cards are reversed, guys. All of them. Princess of Cups, and we have the Seven of Wands. Princess of Cups is also in the Rider-Waite Tarot, is the Page. And maturity led him to this, because he did not make choices. He did not make mature choices. And there is emotional instability because he doesn't know what he wants, and he hasn't grown. He has not grown and evolved and learned from his past mistakes, and just going to keep making them. And when it comes to cups, it has to do with creativity, but there is damages that has happened. But there is temporary comfort, but it's not going to last. There's emotional insecurity and there is too many demands. There is, I'm getting a privacy, but there's only so much you can do. Royal duties are supposed to be called, and you're supposed to show up. But you have to meditate, and you have to get to the root of your issues. And if you don't move on, nothing's going to change. And temper tantrums are not going to work. And I believe, and I'm getting that there are temper tantrums, feels entitled, and ego, and because of being the baby. No, hey, it's not going to happen. You're going to have to wake up, and you're going to have that tower moment, and there's nothing you can do about it. You have to check in and not explode every time something doesn't go your way. That's what I'm getting. And I'm getting, Megan's the same way. Megan explodes, and they both demand privacy, but there's only so much you can do. But you need to stop letting things trigger you easily, and you have to check and think before you react. Because temper tantrums are not going to last forever, hun. None. They are not going to last. And because 7 of Wands, a lot of wands here. A lot of wands. There is overwhelm. There is loss of power. This has to be with fears. I'm getting fears here. Because of overwhelm, it's clouding your thoughts. And you can't move on, because with the Lenormand card, I got clouds, and it has to do with having your head in the clouds and living in fantasy land. And you have to grow up. And because of the past and because of the ego getting in the way, you're letting this run your life, and you're living in the past, and you need to move on. And you have to let fear stop being in the way. Of course, you don't have room to breathe. And you need to stop backing down so easily. You're always in guard mode. That's because of ego, and your head's in the clouds, and you need to move on from that. And when it comes to what to focus on, and when it comes to strengths, like I said, all in reverse. We have the 3 of Wands here, and because of your poor planning, I like having this pen anyways, because of your poor planning, because of living in the past, you're not seeing the big picture. You need to get your head out of the clouds, and you need to break through these blocks, because you need to make a decision, because there is going to be a deadline. There is going to be something that is going to happen that will wake you up. It's either you getting cut off, or it's going to be a tower moment where something is damaging, and karma does catch up. With plans, there's a time, everything's a system, and karma's the same thing, and it's a system, and how you react to something specific, it adds up, and the universe sees that. And there is time that has been wasted because of this. And it's important to ask yourself what steps you can take to move on from getting your ego in the way, and making a constructive decision when it comes to moving on, moving from the royal family and using your background as to become a celebrity. But You can't hold on to this because you're going to be stuck, and it's going to get you anxiety, and it's going to get you overwhelmed. And there's going to be a lot of tower moments that will happen because of this. And there's a shaky foundation. It's all, but you have to remember, you have to take time away because it's all a part of the process, because you haven't meditated. And there's an article that Prince Harry left for 48 hours and just disappeared, and that's okay. That's okay, disappearing, because a lot of people need time away, because otherwise it's going to cause a lot of fight, conflicts, controversy. It's okay to meditate and take some time for yourself, but you have to be honest with yourself and your heart and find what makes you happy. And when it comes to this is what you need to focus on, is breaking away from poor planning and breaking away from obstacles, and stop being unorganized. I get it. Anxiety, I completely relate with anxiety, and it's just moving on and seeing the big picture. But there are strengths. You have strengths. There's the 10 of Cups. Like I said, Cups has to do with a lot of creativity, and your creativity is being blocked because of your anxiety and your ego. Your family's broken. Your family is very heartbroken. Prince Harry's family is very heartbroken. When it's upright, this has to do with wholeness, fulfillment, celebration. Reversed, there is intimacy that is blocked, and this has to do with a broken family. And this is in the strengths, and this has to do with this being blocked. There is emotional blockage that is not letting you move forward, and you have to take time to meditate. And you need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself emotionally, spiritually. You have to take care of yourself physically, because I'm getting that there is no self-care. And like I said, I'm just only getting with what messages are coming through. You have to love and take care of yourself, like how you want others to treat you and how you want others to see you. But there is blocked intimacy, because this has to do with emotional blockage and not being true to yourself. You're neglecting your relationships and your duties as a royal, and this will make you feel alone and isolated. You have to get out of this mindset. You have to stop. Prince Harry has to stop and wake up, because he needs to get out of the playing victim card and marketing himself as, not marketing, but living in the past and holding on to things that have happened. Because of that emotional blockage and I'm getting now my throat's, I'm getting the throat chakra, like the throat chakra is blocked, fear speaking up, and heart, because of the matters of the heart. But he has to be true to himself, and you have to choose. You have to choose what path you want to take, because if not, there's going to be a tower moment. And when we have here, we have this this is the approach as the situation and the matters of the heart. And this has to do with pentacles, and this has to do with physical things here on earth. Materialistic things, security, money, career, job. So when it comes to the situation at hand, upright, this has to do with, you know, hard work pays off, job well done, splurge. It's saying not right now because of the past, and because of the ego getting in the way, and because of living in the past has caught up, and it's self-sabotage, and only the glam, and also, you know, the image of the PR image of publicity and articles. It's only going to get you so far because things can be covered up, but inside, honestly, you're meant for more. And like you said, blockage, throat speaking up, and your heart, you're not following your heart. Prince Harry's not following his heart, and mindset has to change, because if not, it's going to get you in trouble, and it's going to give you a big wake-up call, and there is going to be a tower moment, and you won't expect it. And having the best of everything, you have to I'm trying to think of the word. You have to see the bigger picture, and you have to see what you're doing to self-sabotage yourself, and you have to meditate on this, and you have to look at your perspectives with relationships. You have to look at your relationships with your family, with your wife. It has to do with putting pressure on yourself to keep high maintenance. And there is all these screw-ups that have happened, and it's being covered with publicity and PR. And you're putting the pressure on yourself to maintain a higher income, and having the fear of letting go and letting the universe work in your favor. And this is a soul journey, and I'm getting, in this lifetime, Prince Harry has to learn with evolving. I'm getting evolving and being mature, because in lifetimes before that, I'm getting very immature, very loose, and your true value is emotionally evolving and letting things go, and just let things be. And the question I'm getting is, what does the best mean to you, and what is your self-worth? Are you going to really going to keep with this this damaging behavior, and not move on? But you have the power to change, and you have the power to move on from this. You just have to stop letting ego get in the way. And like I said, with the cards here, there is one major arcana, which has to do with the Wheel of Fortune, upright. And this has to do with the near future, which is 4 weeks to 3 months. There is fate. There is karma. It's not in your favor because of self-sabotage. And when it comes to it being upright, this is a karmatic wheel. And change is going to come, whether you like it or not. But you're resisting, you're being stubborn, and you're letting ego get in the way. And there is going to be unfortunate events, and there is going to be a tower moment. And this is a string of bad luck. Because you've seen, if you see the PR articles, you see what is going on, especially with the event that has happened with 4,000 plus people being at the concert for the Marines whose lives were lost in September 1989. So bless them. And there's a string of bad luck, and it's just like things, repetitive situations are happening one after another because of this repetitive cycle. And discouragement. And I'm sure intuitively I'm picking up that he feels like he's never going to get a break, but you have to take a break, and you have to wake up, and you have to see what you want in the future. Yeah, losing control is very scary, but you have to let go in order to let things happen. These situations are here to teach you rather than working against you. Life has ups and downs, but you need to learn to make a choice. It's either between being a royal and doing the required work that upholds with the titles, or let go and leave. The choice is yours, but you have to let it go. But it's up to Prince Harry to decide what he wants. Go with the flow. This is the short-term outcome. And we have here what you need to know. We have the Six of Cups reversed. The past is coming back to haunt you. When it's upright, it's rekindling with warm memories. There's childhood trauma. I'm getting childhood trauma because he did lose his mom, Diana, Princess of Wales, at a young age. And it's coming back to haunt. And he's not letting things go. Prince Harry's not letting his past go and moving on. By living in the past, it happened. That's all you can do, is move on and come to terms. You have to find closure. You have to find what will help you get closure. But you're looking through rose-colored glasses, but you have to see the reality. You have to see what you have to come to terms with reality and stop living in the past and letting ego get in the way. You have to start healing. You have to start meditating. You have to start letting things go, because there's a lot of cups in this reading and wands. This has to do with creativity and creativity being blocked. This has to do with emotional trauma. And there is also the last card, which is potential future, which is 3 months to 12 months, because I believe, in my opinion, that we evolve and after a year, and everybody learns and grows, but it's how you react and how you take things into perspective. And when it comes to 3 of Swords, and these are the only swords that are in this reading, but things can change, but you have to let things go. You have to stop letting ego get in the way and be real. If you want to be a celebrity, be a celebrity, but don't keep your head in the clouds and live in the past, because I'm getting that Prince Harry feels that he needs to be in the royal family because of the work that his mom had done, and wants to finish that. And this especially is the tour in Africa. And I'm getting that there is going to be a tour in Africa, and I'm feeling very strong that it is going to happen, and finishing his mom's work. But there is going to be a lot of growth and evolvement, because actually this break will help you evolve and grow and transition into the person you are supposed to become. And I'm getting intuitively that, feeling very strongly that he has to make that choice. He has to make a choice in between being a celebrity in addition to being a royal. And you have to let things play out, because if not, you're going to be stuck in this repetitive cycle, and you're not going to be able to move on, and you have to stop playing victim. And when it comes to the 3 of Swords reversed, I get it. I get you're sad. I get Prince Harry is sad because of a broken heart. But when it comes to upright, it stands for heartbreak, pain. This is pain from the past. When it's reversed, he's going to get over this. Prince Harry's going to get over this, but he's going to have that tower moment, and he has to have that choice and do what he is called to do with the royal requirements, with his title. And it's important to give yourself a time to meditate, time to move on, and learn from the mistakes. There is heartbreak. Of course there's going to be heartbreak in life. You go through those emotions. People pass on. People move on. And events end. And you're going to release the pain, and things are going to be okay. Of course the past is going to still be there with you, but at the end of the day, life goes on. The show must go on, but you have to forgive yourself and accept growth and accept the choices that you make. And it's gonna haunt you if you don't. And with the pain not You're not letting go of pain. You have to forgive yourself, though. You have to forgive yourself. You have to let go and you have to move on. Healing is a process, healing is a journey. But I'm getting very strongly that this marriage and everything was rushed. This whole thing is rushed. But there is a life lesson, and I'm getting intuitively that this was supposed to happen. Because this will make him wake up and realize what his true feelings are. And we have the Two of Wands reversed here, which is the bottom. But the thing is, and this is like the meat and the potato of the cards, you have to prioritize and rethink and reevaluate what your passions are, and stop holding on to the past and move on. And this is to narrow down your ideas on where you want to go, because if not, you're not going to have the strength. But following these steps in this reading, broken heart will be over and the show must go on, and the show will go on. But you have to let go of your past, and I'm sure, and you have to speak up, and you have to let go and follow your heart, because if not, it's going to be like these swords. It's going to stab and it's going to really hurt. But that's what you got to do. And you'll step into your own personal power if you let go, and you're going to be fearless. And you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because once you take the risk and you have that backup plan, nothing's going to stop you. So that's the reading, and I'm going to follow up with a oracle message from the Life Purpose deck. I know who it's by, but it does not affect with how the cards are. So like I said, leave your thoughts below in the comments and share what this reading is about. Share what your thoughts are around this reading. And again, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is a topic for discussion, and this is cards that are laid out and what is stated here. So if you believe, you believe, and I have to put that there. So I'll draw one more card for the message, and remember again to like, subscribe, share if you think this hit the nail. And there are topics around royalty, but I felt so called to do this. I have exams, so I'm in college also, so I'm not going to be making as many videos in the past few weeks because I do have finals coming up. So, but I was really called to do this reading, and wish me luck on the finals, but I will be checking comments and replying to your comments as you put them under the video, and we're going to leave it off with a positive note. Guys, this confirms that this card flew out and this card was drawn to select as I was shuffling, and This has to do with letting go. Has to do with life purpose, and this is a message. You have to let go, and you have to walk away from the situation. And Prince Harry's life purpose has to do with children, because in articles and I've seen, he loves children. Life purpose involves helping, teaching, and healing children. So this has to do with children. He probably will have an assignment and a royal duty to be in Africa, and that has to involve with children. If there's anything around that, please comment below, because I have no clue, but this is what I'm picking up intuitively. He's going to a place with a lot of animals, and it has to do with working around animals. This is understanding animals and communicating with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance, as the animals are part of your life's work. Animals and children have to do with his life purpose, and I'm getting South Africa, and he has to step into it, into his leadership and taking charge of the situation. But like I said, with the cards, I'm not going to use the other deck, but when it comes to the choice, he needs to let go and surrender to the universe. He has to have time to self-reflect and meditate on what he truly wants. He needs to stop letting his ego get in the way. He has to do this so he can be open to receiving. This has to do with children and animals, with him going on his assignment to Africa, helping children and animals. And when he does his tour, this has to do with leadership. This is stepping into your power, but this is all supposed to happen to help mature and grow as an individual. So that is it. This is what I got intuitively. And again, this is a topic for discussion. This is for entertainment purposes only. So yeah, that's it, guys. Go ahead and comment your thoughts below. Share what your thoughts are if you did watch this whole reading. I greatly appreciate it, because it did take a lot of time, and I felt called to do this. And this was me in the middle of studying. So I do have finals coming up, but I will be replying to comments. So you probably won't see videos from me as much, only probably at least once a week. So I'm just giving you guys, letting you guys know ahead of time. Thank you for being a part of this amazing community. I'm Melissa Herb, the Plus Size Tarot Chick. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, hit that bell, and share it out. It will be greatly appreciated. Be well, take care, have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Bye. Return to